Welcome or welcome back. I want to send a warm welcome to those of you who are new here, or if you're new subscribers. I get to do what I do because you come and watch. So thanks for that. I really appreciate it. We're coming close to 10,000 subscribers right now, and it's really exciting, and it's all due to you. So thank you. Today, we're going to talk about the transit of the sun and the earth, and also Mercury. That begins today on December 14th. So let's go ahead and dive in. Before we get to the specifics of the transit that starts today, I want to make sure that you know about a community event that we're doing on the 20th, which is a ritual and a celebration for the winter solstice. And this is a great time for us to be gathering, to be doing some ritual together, to be celebrating, to be looking at harvesting what we've created over the course of this year, the things that we've been through, the things that we've learned, and the things that we've let go of, right? So just a little inventory for us as we reflect. We'll do a process that will help us to boost our energy and to help us to let go of whatever it is that has done its job already in our lives and in our emotional lives and in our energy fields. So clearing that out and then starting to set intentions for 2025. We'll be doing a much deeper dive in January to get us set up for 2025. But it's always great here at the solstice just to be planting those seeds. So it will be live streamed here on YouTube. We'll put the link down below, and I encourage you to come and join us. It'll be December 20th. It's a Friday at noon Pacific time, and then the recording will be up after that. Okay. So in the transit that begins today, the sun is going to move into the gate 11, which is known as the gate of ideas, or the Conceptualist in quantum human design. And the gate 12 is where the earth is going to be, which is known as caution in traditional human design, or the channel in quantum human design. So this is a change from where we just were with the transit we were just in, which was all about tribal circuitry. And this is about the sensing circuit, which is really right brain energy, which is what the gate 11 is a part of. And then the knowing circuit and individual circuitry in the gate 12. So let's go ahead and dive into where the sun is. So the sun is lighting up the gate 11. So the 11 is over here on the Ajna center. It is, like I said, it's part of this sensing circuit. It's this funny thing where the energy comes in through the right brain, it crosses over in the Ajna, and it just starts to come down here in the 11. And then you can see from this picture, it's actually going to go right through that throat, and then it's going to go right out that 35, 36, that channel here where the throat is being connected to the emotional solar plexus. So the 11, like I said, is known as ideas, or the Conceptualist, which I think is just a person with ideas, right? And I know when people have this gate defined in their chart, they have ideas. Sometimes it can be overwhelming for them. Sometimes it can feel a little bit burdensome, actually. So one of the things I usually recommend is just to write down all those ideas. So while the sun is here, we're all going to be experiencing that. So you might want to just have a little notebook, or you can pull out the notes on your phone and write in that, and to be working with what is downloading into you during this time. And just know some of those ideas are going to be for you and for you now. Some of them will be ideas for you, but later, some of those ideas will be for other people. So never worry about giving away those ideas when you really get that sense, oh, this is for this person. Absolutely give it to them, because you're not going to ever run out of ideas, right? I mean, the 11 just produces more and more ideas. And then some of the ideas aren't for anybody, or at least not for anybody right now. They may be something that will be more relevant in 5 years or 10 years from now. So, have your notebook or have your phone with the notes, and just be capturing the ideas. Now, relieve yourself of the sense that you actually need to do anything with those ideas. Certainly that you need to do anything with those ideas right away. You do want to capture them so that you can give yourself a little bit of time to go back and review them and kind of feel into them. Use your human design authority to see, is this an idea for me now? Really, everything else you can kind of put to the side. You can even write them down and go through and just be asking yourself, is this for me now? Unless you get a full on yes, then you can figure it's not an idea for you now. I know sometimes when I've done readings for people who have the 11 defined in their chart, they sort of feel like they have to like do something with all these ideas, like it's there for them to manifest. So relieve yourself of that understanding and just know that you're likely to get great ideas for you now, but you can also get ideas that are not for you now. So store those for later. See if they then become relevant for somebody else or if they become relevant for you as time goes on. And the Earth is lighting up the gate 12. So the 12, again, right here on the throat, it's part of the knowing circuit, which is individual circuitry. So the 11 is in that sensing circuit, which is, like I said, it's right-brained energy. And so it's creative, it's expansive, it's experiential. Whereas the knowing circuit, individual circuitry, is here to be different. It's here to bring change. It doesn't fit in. And this 12 is really the mark of the channel. I think the reason it was called caution in traditional human design is that you can be downloading ideas and then just expressing them out. And so you might want to be cautious about that. You know, you can be getting the epiphanies, you can be getting the insights, you can be getting the downloads, but you do want to be discerning about when and where you share them and with whom. And so that's a piece that where the caution makes sense to me. But I want to emphasize here that that 12 is really a blessing. The 12 is one of the ways that we are guided by superconsciousness through that knowing circuit. It's one of the ways that we can articulate those downloads and those epiphanies and those insights that we get from superconsciousness through the knowing circuit. And so it is a beautiful a gate for us to have. And we want to be grounding ourselves in the sense that, yes, we are informed by superconsciousness. We just do want to have discernment about when and where we share them, because even the best idea, at the wrong time, in the wrong place, with the wrong people, will fall flat. And it, or worse, right? It'll be disagreed with, it'll be argued with, or something like that. So ideally, what you want to do is set yourself up so that whatever it is you're going to share that's going to come through this, it's with a receptive audience, right? A receptive person, a receptive group, or if you're going to be putting out there more in the world, to be discerning, is this really the right thing for me to be doing right now? Then tomorrow on the 15th, we have a full moon in Gemini in the gate 12. Because the Earth and the moon are always in the same gate during a full moon. If we remember, the full moon is the apex of the lunar cycle, right? It's when the moon is the brightest. We've been reaching up into that apex, and it's kind of shining that out right now, and then it's going to start to recede after that. So this is part of the cycles that we're in. That is a lunar cycle. And so this moon is bringing an extra focus to that gate 12. So during this whole transit, the Earth is really going to be holding that energy, but the moon is lighting this up. So the moon is really asking us, what are we expressing? What are we talking about? Are we allowing ourselves to express out what is coming to us? Right. And here at this time of the full moon, it's like, what do you want to, get up on your soapbox and actually say? Now, I did say a minute ago, you want to be discerning about this, and you still want to be discerning about it. But when we've got this kind of full moon energy, right, it's like, what are we shining out into the world? Now, this does need to be grounded because, like I said, it's where the Earth is grounding it. But even so, with a full moon energy, it's going to be shining the energy of this gate 12 out. And so the invitation for you is to be looking at, wow, what is it that I can express now with all of this light that is pouring to me and through me? Now, what can I give voice to? What can I articulate? What can I be activating? What can I be manifesting? Because these are all energies for the throat center, right? Which, interestingly enough, is motorized right now because of that 35, 36. So even though that 12 is a hanging gate, it's still that throat is really activated and is really motorized. So it's going to give some extra energy to that 12 as well. So this is a really good time for you to be looking at, what kind of insights and downloads have you been getting? So during this cycle, both with the Earth in the 12, which is going to go on for 5 or 6 days, and then the moon that's supercharging it during this particular window, is how are you paying attention to or cultivating or honoring the insights that you get from superconsciousness, right? Because a lot of times when I talk to people and who have a lot of the knowing circuit that's defined in their chart, and I'll say to them, wow, do you get downloads and stuff? And they're like, well, sometimes, I'm like, well, what do you do with them? I don't really know what to do with them, or I sort of ignore them because they don't fit in with the rest of my life, right? This is not uncommon. Right. Because we are generally not taught what do we do with downloads. So if that's been your habit, that's okay. And this is an awesome time for you to actually be honoring those insights that are coming to you. So my suggestion is that you really pay attention to this during this full moon, but actually during this whole transit, because the Earth is there, and to be allowing yourself to break out of what's known for you. To allow yourself to break out of, the proverbial box that you might have been living in, and to receive if something is kind of disruptive for you, because things that come through the knowing circuit absolutely can be disruptive, because they can be like, hey, did you think about it this way? Did you think about it that way? What if you were to look like this? And as we grow our own sense of ourselves as multidimensional, which we are, part of that road, if you will, is learning to embody different perspectives simultaneously. Because what is multidimensionality but lots of different perspectives, right? So be able to receive that download and honor it without having to take action on it right away, but not dismissing it either, even if it doesn't make sense to you right now, because you know what? It could make sense to you down the road. Astrologically, this is a very potent full moon, and I highly encourage you to check out some of the astrologers that are talking about it, because the geometry of this full moon with the other planets is extraordinary. And not being an astrologer, I don't feel like I'm really qualified to give all of that information to you, but I encourage you to check it out. And I'll put a couple of my favorite ones down below so you can go and check them out if you want to. And the other thing that's happening right on the 15th is that Mercury is stationing on the 15th and then going direct. So Mercury has been retrograde for a few weeks now, and now has slowed down and is then going to start moving forward, and in the gate 9. So let's talk about this for a second. So the gate 9 is the gate of focus. It's also known as convergence in quantum human design. And it is the ability to be able to see the big picture and then to focus in where you should be expending your energy. You can take a look at the big picture, see all kinds of different relationships between different aspects and different parts, multiple perspectives, like I was just saying, right? Being able to have that big picture, take in more than one perspective at a time, and then focus in, make a decision about where the best place is for you to offer in your energy and offer in your own perspectives. And Mercury, of course, is the god of communication, right? And his mercurial is very fast and moving and, kind of like this is what I think about Mercury, mercurial energy. So it's helpful when we have focus, right? Because if the energy is kind of like this, it's like, ooh, focus. So notice if you feel like there's some kind of creative tension that goes on, with Mercury and Mercury in the 9. Now, the gate 9 is in Sagittarius, and I just want to say that Mercury has been going through 4 different gates. Let me just tell you what they are. Let me just check here. Okay, so they're the 9. So Mercury started the retrograde cycle back on November 7th, I believe it is, in the gate 9, and then went forward through the 5, the 26, and the 11, and then retrograded back, and has retrograded back all the way to the 9, and then it's going to go back through the 9 again as it goes forward, and it's going to go through the 9, the 5, the 25, and the 11. So this is how it moves around the mandala, and all of those gates are in Sagittarius, and the sun's in Sagittarius right now. I mean, the sun wasn't in Sagittarius Sagittarius when Mercury started, but Mercury was already kind of, energizing Sagittarius with this journey through those gates. And so now we are here to really bring our focus forward. And one of the things you might want to think about is, how are you focusing your articulation, your elocution, what it is that you're saying, what you're writing, what you're painting, what you're creating, right? What is your focus with that? Because Mercury can really be an ally for you here, because when we are being creative, then we do want to be able to be focused, right? If we're all over the place, it's very hard to create that way. So Mercury is a great boon for creativity, but this is a little bit more about expression, right? Because Mercury is the god of communication. So you might want to just play around with that for yourself, and also to be feeling into how is that Sagittarian energy influencing your ability to express yourself, because that Sagittarius energy is very expansive. It's very optimistic. It's very positive. So if you found yourself in a little bit more of a doldrums, or a little bit more of a, just feeling a little more pessimistic or even melancholic, then if you can tune into this energy of Sagittarius, you might find that you get a bit more elevated and uplifted. I do want to give you a heads up that starting in January, how I do transit reports is going to change. So this is the last month where I'm going to be doing all of these individual transit reports, as I have been. It's been 4 years, every 5 to 6 days for 4 years. I think I've missed like twice or something like that. So I'm going to be shifting this a bit. And so you will be able to look for a transit report for me for the month of January, right around the 1st of January. But then we'll be doing different things in January, and we've got some really exciting things planned for you. But before we get there, we're going to have our celebration on December 20th. It is a ritual and a celebration for the winter solstice. So I hope that I will see you there. We'll put links down below for where you can just find it to live stream on YouTube. Or if you are already part of our Becoming Sovereign Quantum Retreat Center, you're welcome to come and RSVP there, and then to watch with others through the retreat center. So I hope that I will get to see you there as we are closing out the year, and we are expressing our gratitude for all of the things that we've experienced, even the hard things, right? Because we grow and we evolve through the hard things as well. And then we really future project as to how the 2025 is going to go for us. So I hope to see you there. All right. Many blessings. Much love. Bye for now.